Data engineers sit in front of their computer all day and stare at data.
Data engineers are going to be replaced by AI.
Data engineers don't know how to talk to normal people.
Well, that last one might be true for some, but not for most. These myths may be keeping you from fully embracing your potential. Today, I'm setting the record straight. Tell me about a myth that you have heard about data engineering down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Data engineering is the heartbeat of today's data-driven world, and yet many people still don't understand what it's all about, or really grasp its importance. Simply put, data engineering is the process of designing, building, and testing infrastructure that stores, processes, and retrieves large and complex data sets. It's what enables businesses to make data-driven decisions, identify opportunities, and drive innovation. But despite its importance, data engineering remains a mystery to many, and a lot of myths have grown up around it. These myths can be misleading, and they're going to hold you back from achieving your full potential as a data engineer, and probably from getting the most out of your data. So let's dive in and explore some of the most common myths that need to be debunked. Data engineering is often seen as a niche field that's only relevant to tech giants or large corporations. But the truth is, even the smallest business can benefit from data engineers and analytics. And even the smallest of businesses need data engineers to make sense of their data. Whether you're working for a startup or a multinational company, data engineering is an essential component of your data strategy. Moving on to the myths that we're going to debunk today, there are several that are particularly common and misleading. That first myth is that data engineering is all about writing code and building data pipelines. While coding is certainly an important part of data engineering, it's not the only thing that we do. I'd say that about 40% of my day is coding and pipeline development, aka cool tools. And 20% is planning and architecture. 10% probably stakeholder meetings, another 20% troubleshooting data issues, and a final 10% training end users and answering some data questions. So while 40% of my job is technical, the other 60% are soft skills like troubleshooting and communication. That second myth is that data engineering is only about handling big data. You hear this all the time. I don't need a data engineer. I don't need data analytics. I don't have that much data in my business. Well, the reality is that data engineering is about handling any data. Anytime that you're a business or a corporation that has multiple data sources, you can benefit from some data engineering to pull all that data into one place, create a data warehouse, and create a centralized reporting tool. So, data engineering is about handling all of that, regardless of the size. So whether you're dealing with huge data sets or small ones, the principles of data engineering remain the same. I have one client where I'm dealing with data sets in the magnitude of millions of records per day, while I have another client that I'm talking to with less than 50 gigabytes per day. It's less about the size of the data and more about what you do with it. So this third myth that data engineering is a solo activity. Data engineers do not work alone in isolation. The reality is that as a data engineer, I am highly collaborative with peers. I'm highly collaborative with other stakeholders in the business, and it requires working closely with those other people across the business. Again, 10% of my job is working with business partners across the organizations that I work with. In addition, like I said, I partner with other data engineers, software engineers, and data scientists. So when I tell you that your ability to adapt your message and explain highly technical processes in a simple, easy to understand manner is vastly important and will take you far in your career, I really do mean it. It is something that a skill set I use every day, and it will be for you as well as you move through your career. It's something that will, if you adapt really well to, it will take you from being a junior to being a senior to being a staff engineer very quickly. Now, moving on to the fourth myth. The fourth myth is that data engineering is all about technology, and that the latest and greatest tools and technologies are the most important thing. While technology is certainly important, it's not the only thing that matters. In fact, the most successful data engineers are the ones who can bridge that gap between technology and business needs. That's not to say it isn't important to remain aware of new technologies that are developing. Just don't jump on the latest trend because it's the hot thing. In addition to data engineers not always working with the hottest and newest technology, I continue to have consulting opportunities where I need to migrate things like SSIS packages and even access databases from where they're at now into a more modern architecture. So, understanding those older legacy architectures and not neglecting your soft skills are just as important as staying relevant with the newer modern skills that are coming up. So, I've covered the first half of the myths that we're going to cover. In our next episode, I'll cover 4 more myths and discuss what my experience is with them. Tell me down below which of these myths that you've run into and which one resonates the most with you. And tell me how you've been able to overcome those myths within your own journey as a data engineer. I look forward to seeing you during our live sessions on Friday night at 10 p.m. And if you would like to join our community, be sure to go out and check out our Gamble DataSphere. Our link to our Discord channel is also on the homepage of our YouTube channel. I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.